Can a self-help book written in the 1930s still be relevant in helping us build stronger relationships and influence others effectively? In this video, I'll share my top 3 takeaways from Dale Carnegie's classic self-help book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'll also share how this book has helped me build stronger relationships professionally and help me become a stronger leader over the years. Stick around till the end because I'll also share a few bonus learnings that I've had. Let's jump in. My first takeaway is don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism can put the other person on defense, wound their pride, justify their actions, and even breed resentment. In this book, Dale Carnegie mentions Lincoln. Lincoln wrote a scathing letter to someone which resulted in a duel. Lincoln had just learned a valuable lesson about not criticizing others. Since then, he's known for saying, "With malice towards none, with charity for all." Another example from Abraham Lincoln. When Mrs. Lincoln spoke harshly of the Southerners, Lincoln replied, "Don't criticize them. They're just what we would be under similar circumstances." Even after all these years, I have also fallen under the trap of criticizing others. Just recently, there was a leader who had implemented all these processes that was really slowing the teams down. It was especially slowing down my team. We were trying to ship a critical feature, and there were basic tools and processes that weren't working for us and slowing us down instead. So I ended up going to this person and complaining and criticizing them for the work that they were doing, or rather not doing. The person didn't like me. It breeded resentment. Since then, I switched up my tactic. Instead of criticizing, I switched to trying to understand where this person was coming from. This person had just got promoted to this new leadership role, and they already had a ton of responsibilities on their shoulders. So future one-on-ones, all I did was listen, and I asked them proactively, where do you need help? Can I create some proposals or brainstorm some ideas with you that may help you out? After a few months, this person ended up offering me a role on their team. I love this quote from the book. Instead of condemning people, let's try to understand them. Let's try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a lot more profitable and intriguing than criticism, and it breeds sympathy, tolerance, and kindness. If something that the other person is doing or saying is impacting your life, try to give them feedback. But don't disguise criticism as feedback. If you want to know how to give critical feedback coming from a place of empathy and kindness, I'll link a video in the description below. Takeaway number 2, give honest and sincere appreciation. The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Many of us can relate to that. Dale mentions that people develop best by appreciation and encouragement. This is a good reminder for us who are leaders who are trying to develop others, be it professionally or personally. Dale mentions that people will find out if you're giving them flattery. Flattery is insincere, shallow, and selfish, and it usually fails. After reading this book years ago, I still try to find moments where I can thank people for the work that they've done. I try to find specific instances so I can commend them on that work and give them honest appreciation. If you're a leader, instead of just acknowledging the great work that people do, try to also acknowledge the improvements and learnings that people and teams have had. This will help create an environment where people feel safe to innovate, to make mistakes, and learn from the process. To take appreciation one step further, it may be valuable to ask your employees individually how they want to be appreciated. Some may not like a public appreciation in a team setting and may want that individually instead. Others may want that thank you with more responsibilities. So be sure to check with your employees individually. There's also an amazing quote here. "I shall pass this way but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to fellow human beings, let me do it now. Let me not defer it nor neglect it." If you're finding this video valuable so far, smash that like button. It'll really help the channel out. Okay, back to my takeaways. Takeaway number 3, always think from the other person's perspective. Dale mentions that the only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. If you're a leader, think about what your team wants. What do the individuals want? What motivates them? There are multiple books written on motivation, but you can also have this conversation in a one-on-one. You'd be surprised at how little times it's about the money. Sometimes people want more responsibilities, they want to do some leadership, or they want to develop specific skill sets. All of these are valuable conversations and can help guide you understand what motivates them. Do the same with your manager. Ask her what are her goals. Suggest projects that you can take off her plate. By helping your manager succeed and your team succeed, then you'll be successful as well. Here's an awesome quote from Henry Ford. If there is any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from the other person's angle as well as your own. This can easily be applied to interviewing. When you're interviewing with a company, truly think about what does the company want? What does the team want of you? Thoroughly read the job description so you understand where you meet or exceed what they're looking for. And where you fall short, talk about how you can catch that up. Thinking from the other person's perspective is also valuable if you're an interviewer. Think from the candidate's perspective. Are they looking for growth? Do they value culture? What skills are they looking to learn? What would prevent them from quitting or quiet quitting? Bonus section. Here are a few other quick learnings I've had reading this book. Do your best to remember other people's names. In conversations, try to talk about their interests instead of yours. If you're wrong, admit it. I've done this numerous times as a leader. If I mess up, I'll go up and say, hey, I messed up, and this is what I've learned from it. It creates an environment where people know that I'm human and we all make mistakes. The important part is learning from it. If the other person messes up in some way, make the fault seem easy to correct. Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, lives up to its name and is still relevant almost 90 plus years after. I highly recommend checking out this book. I'll post a link in the description below. If you'd like a full summary of this book and many other nonfiction books, I'll link an app below called Blinkist. To learn more about Blinkist and all that it has to offer, check out this video next. They haven't sponsored me, I just like the app and use it on a regular basis. I'm Neeraj Mathrani. Thank you so much for your time. Take care.